Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for Paulo, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So let's take a look at your situation. You took the TOEFL test last year. Your scores were 18 on the reading, 16 on the listening, 20 points in the speaking, and 20 points on the writing. So your total score right now is 74. You say, I need to take another test to prove my actual knowledge, but I need it to take at least 90 points, and if possible 100. I am living in an English language country since June. Now, I would probably change that. Instead of saying I am living, because you said since June, you want to use present perfect tense. So I would say there, I have been living in an English-speaking country, because you use the word since, and then say, I have improved a lot my English skills, but I would probably say there, I have improved my English skills, excuse me, a lot. So in that particular sentence, you're having some problems with word order, you're having some problems with your verb tenses. So then you say, I'm trying to study, but I don't know which way I should start studying or how much time I would need. I will probably say how much time I will need there to get this result. It's important to mention I need to get the result. You say until December. I wouldn't say it that way. I would say I need to get my result by December. That's the correct way to refer to that. You say, so I have only 1 month to study. You can't do it, Paulo. You're looking at least 6 months, no, not 6, but you're looking a minimum of 3 months, possibly even 6 months, for you to go from 74 to 100. That's a very high score. Your English skills right now are very low, and you're even showing in this particular comment that you sent me that you're having a lot of problems with your grammar. So if you have problems with grammar, that means you're going to have other kinds of problems with your language also, and all of these things are bringing your score down. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, can you accept the notion or belief that it will take you more than 1 month for you to reach your goal? That's the first question. Because I'm honest with my students. I don't try to tell them or promise them things that aren't going to happen. So here's my recommendation. For a minimum of 3 months, probably as long as 6, you want to get into the habit of doing 3 specific things. I'm going to give you some suggestions right now. First of all, you have to change your whole mindset here. You need a very high score. It's going to take some time for you to reach the goal. You'll have to do some practice each day for several months, but you will be able to reach your goal if you stick with the plan, if you can accept that you cannot do all of this in just 1 month. That's really the main thing, Paulo, that you have to kind of think about. Now, how do I know this? I've been teaching TOEFL now since 1994. I've been teaching TOEFL online since 2008. And my students go through my course. They study, they work hard, they take the TOEFL, they report back to me, and they tell me how they did. So most students, even the most motivated students who work really, really hard, they typically improve about 5 to 10 points for each month that they study. And that's in their overall score. So for you, Paulo, for the next minimum 3 months, you want to do 3 things. Number 1, I tell all my students the same thing. Stay in the habit of reading on a regular basis. Make sure you're reading magazines, newspapers, and longer books. This is very, very important. Number 2, get in the habit, or stay in the habit if you're already doing this. Practice your listening for about 45 to 60 minutes every day. Remember that these 2 things, these 2 main suggestions, doing about an hour a day of reading and listening, doing this for a minimum of 3 months, it will help you get results. Remember, your reading and your listening scores right now are terrible. They're not good. So you have to take some drastic measures to make those better. And my first two suggestions, they will definitely help you improve in those two areas. And you don't even need my online course to do that. You can do that on your own. Remember that most people, Paulo, the reason they need my course is they want to post their pronunciation, they want to post their speaking and their writing practice tests online. They want a human. They want some personal feedback, like I'm talking to you right now. That's what a lot of people like. But anyway, do the reading and the listening. Now with the listening, focus if you have English TV. You say that you're living in an English-speaking country right now, so watch English TV. Focus on news, history, documentary, and also science programs. Those are very, very good for your listening. Now, for whatever reason, if you do not have English TV, there are 3 good websites I'm going to recommend, Paulo. You might want to write these down. National Public Radio. That's the first website. You can find them using Google. Number 2 is TED Talks. Number 3 is Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. So you can use those if you need to. Now, as you do the reading and the listening practice, remember, note-taking is very important for the TOEFL IBT exam. So get in the habit of taking down the notes, the main points, and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. So make sure you're doing that on every day. Now, using your notes, Paulo, I want you to write 3 academic summaries each week. So each summary should be about 250 words, and the academic summary will reflect the main and the most important supporting points of a reading or listening passage that you've been practicing. Now, these academic summaries, you don't even need me to grade them. You're just doing this for practice. You're getting in the habit of writing about reading and listening materials. Now, also, as you continue to do your reading and your listening practice, each week record 3 to 5 oral summaries. That means you speak about a reading or a listening passage. Your oral summaries should be about 60 seconds long, and record them so you can listen to them on your own. Now, again, I don't have to listen to these. You're just doing this on your own, getting used to speaking about reading and listening passages. So those are my first 2 suggestions. So that gives you about 2 hours every day, 7 days a week. That's about 14 hours of practice each month for a minimum of 3 months. That's what you want to do, the first 2 things. Now, the third suggestion is I'm going to recommend my 90-day TOEFL study guide for you, Paulo. Now, remember that my study guide that I'll put the link in here for you to look at it. You don't have to use it. If you want to go to my website, you can use my course any way you like. You have complete access, unlimited access to all 700 of my vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking lessons. So you do have access to everything immediately. You can use my course however you like. I'm just making a recommendation as to how you can use my course based on your current TOEFL scores. That's what I do. I try to give a personalized learning path to my online students so they have some idea of what they can do. But of course, you can use my course any way you like. But as you go through my lessons, however you want to do it, you want to spend about 2 hours a day going through the lessons in my online TOEFL course. Right? So if you can do these 3 things, you got 1 hour reading, 1 hour of listening, you got maybe 2 hours going through my online TOEFL course. Excuse me. If you can do these things for a minimum of 3 months, and if you get a little bit restless, what you can do is you can take a full-length IBT practice test at my website. Some students will do that. So you work really hard, then you take a practice test so you can measure your progress. My IBT practice tests, they are 4.5 hours long. They are terribly hard. They're long. It will help prepare you for the grueling 5-hour TOEFL IBT exam, and you will get information. You will get all 6 of your speaking tasks will be scored, both of your writing tasks will be scored, you'll get subtotals in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing areas, and then you can make a decision. You can say, okay, based on my practice test score, I will or will not take the TOEFL IBT exam, but I would tell you to be patient, try to work hard for a minimum of 3 months, then take a full-length IBT practice test to mark your progress, and then you can make a decision if you are ready to take the TOEFL IBT exam. Like I said, you're probably looking at 3 to 6 months of very hard study to reach that goal based on what you're telling me right now. All right, Paulo? Does that sound okay? Anyway, thank you very much for your comments, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.